Hello Year 2, welcome. Today we are going to be looking at RE. So, you know the drill by now. Get yourself comfortable, make sure you have your book. Mrs. Lang will have uploaded a question sheet that you will need for today's lesson. So hopefully you will have that. If you don't, pause the video, rewind the video, have a look at the slides and then write the questions out and write the answers out to the question. So, before we begin, I hope you're all well. I hope you're doing brilliantly. Thank you so much for all the brilliant work that you have been doing. Please, if you haven't sent it to us, please send it to us so we can include you on the next video, which hopefully will be going out in a couple of weeks. We've had some amazing work. I am so proud. The Year 2 team are so proud of you guys. So we're going to go back to our RE lesson now. After this RE lesson, you will have Miss Lawrence, who will be looking after the topic and who will be going into the topic a little bit further with you. So today we will just be looking at the introduction. So hope you're well, take care, and I shall see you soon. So today in RE we are going to be looking at an introduction to the Bahai's faith. So the date is Thursday the 7th of May 2020. Our learning intention today is to gain an understanding of the aims of the Bahai's faith. Our success criteria is to understand that part of being British is to accept other religious cultures. I understand that the aim of the Bahai's faith is that everyone is equal and that everyone's faith is respected. I understand that the Bahais believe in one God. Okay, so that's your success criteria today. If you pause the video, I have put a song on there. Hopefully, if you press play onto the song, it will play for you. So who are the Bahais and what do they believe in? Well, they are quite popular in Harrow and they are in many countries all over the world that we will actually have a look in now. So we're going to look a little bit more deeply later on in the topic, but let's have a look what we can see from now. So the Bahais follow Bahula, whose name means glory of God. Sorry about my pronunciation. If I have got it wrong, I don't mean to offend anyone. But Bahula said that he was the promised one of all religions. Bahula said that he came to unite the world. What Mrs. Lang means by that is if we have two pieces of a jigsaw and we put them together, we unite them. And he wanted to unite all the different people and all the different religions underneath one God. So the Bahai's religion is present in every country all around the world. I think it's the seventh biggest religion. So there are many people that believe in this faith. So what do the Bahais believe? So the Bahais believe in one God, one religion, and one people. You may want to pause this. This may be helpful in the questions later. What does Mrs. Lang mean by one God? Well, we'll look a little bit deeper into that. But the Bahais believe that there is only one God. What they mean when they talk about one religion, again, we will look a little bit further into, but they believe that everyone is united by believing in the one God. One people, they believe that everybody is equal. So if you're fat, if you're thin, if you're male, if you're female, if you're black, if you're white, it doesn't matter, we're all different. When we talked about families a little bit earlier on in the week, we talked about all the different structures. Well, the Baha'is believe that there are many different people, and male and female, but we all are equal. We all should be treated the same, and we should treat other people the same. So what do the Baha'is mean about being just one religion? Well, what they mean is they describe as the world as one big book. And in the book, there are different religions, like there are different chapter. And all the different religions have a different leader, and those leaders have a place like the chapter. So we'd have a chapter Abraham or a chapter Moses. And all those leaders were very, very relevant in their time. But all of them promised that another holy teacher would take their place. So Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, Krishna, Buddha, Zoroaster, and then Baha'u'llah, they're all different kinds of prophets, if you like, or messengers, and they're telling us about our God, which is the one big book, which is the religion. So what do the Baha'is mean by one people? Right, so as Mrs. Lang explained a little bit earlier on, they believe that every person matters. They also believe that everyone should be treated equally, and that all people are like one family. Again, as Mrs. Lang tried to explain, that although we are all different and we believe in different things, we all are the same, that we all want the best for each other. The Baha'u'llah said that people of the world are like different flowers in a garden. It is the differences which make the garden beautiful. Pause the video, think about what that might mean. Right, if you're back with me, think about how when we have a garden, we have all different colours in the garden. We have all different heights and varieties. If the garden was just grassed, it can be a bit dull and probably not that interesting. But it's all the different flowers and the different plants that make the garden really special and interesting. That's what they were trying to say. We should accept all different people because that's what makes the world a beautiful place. So the Baha'is meet, and when they do meet, they meet as a community and they call it a feast. Now, there aren't many huge buildings that they practice in. They tend to practice in each other's homes. So, as part of the feast, they have prayers and they have a discussion. And the feast ends, as always, with refreshment and friendship. What we mean by refreshment is having something to drink or eat. Okay, so everybody is welcome to their communities, and they enjoy hearing and listening to different points of view. So I bet you're asking, what about the children? So the children in the community are thought as very, very precious. You may want to pause the video here because just a hint, one of these, if you have a look, some of this may come up in a question at the end of the slideshow. So as part of any community, the Baha'is classes for young children teaches children things such as kindness, generosity, and unselfishness. What I mean by unselfishness is when you think of other people and not just yourself. I know that at the moment some people are going through Ramadan, which they fast so they can think about the others that do not have the food that they are. It makes them think about certain things, and this is also the teaching of the Baha'is. So older children learn about the Baha'is' history and teaching, and all the classes, children learn how to be happy and helpful to others. When children are a little bit older, from the ages of 11 to 15, they are known as something of the junior youth. Now, they have their own courses and activities, particularly suited to their age, and they learn how to think positively about themselves and how to contribute to the world. So they start going out into the world and they help their communities in a ways that they could help. So it might be clearing up the parks, it may be helping in a church, maybe cooking food for people that are poorer than they are. So their aim is to help the community. So for the children that are young adults, I say, over the age of 50, they get involved more and more in the community. So they will then start to explore their spiritual life. So maybe through meditation, thinking about how they can help other children, and they might actually teach the younger children in their communities. So many people who are not Baha'is enjoy those courses because everybody's opinion is valued, and those courses may be given to someone who is quite young and over 15. So these activities are not particularly just for the Bahis, they're actually for everybody. So anybody can go to one of these feasts and they can learn about different religions, they can have a discussion, and then they can go out and help the community afterwards. As Mrs. Lang mentioned, usually people actually go to each other's houses and they have their feasts there, where they pray and they listen to readings and they sing and listen to music. There are only a few huge large houses of worship. So one of those we shall be looking at the moment. But get ready for the next slide because it may tell you or may help you with one of your questions. So as Mrs. Lang said, there are two houses of worship that are particularly large. The one in Europe, in Germany, near Frankfurt, that's a particularly large one. If you can see, it's like a dome. The other house of worship, big hint, you might need this for the question, is shaped a little bit like a flower. That flower is the lotus, and in fact, it is called the Lotus Temple. Right, the Baha'is try to promote equality of men and women, and they also try to protect the rights of the minorities. What Mrs. Lang means there is that if we had, again, as I mentioned, we had the year 2, if I took a few children out, that would be a little group, and that little group we would call a minority. So in some times when there are minority groups, people don't respect their views because there's not enough of them. What they try to do is help those people be respected in that way. Another aspect, as I mentioned, is the equality. And they think of male and females as equal. And they do this in a really nice way. They think of a bird. So a bird has 2 wings. So one wing represents the man and the other wing represents a woman. Without the 2 wings, a bird could not fly. And that's how they see us respecting each other as man and women, because we need each other to grow and to think better or be better. So they say that the man and woman are equal. So wherever the Bahai live, they try to help improve the local community and bring people together. These are some pictures of the community projects. So as you can see, they're helping with food, they're planting food there. In a lot of these areas, communities, that's one thing that they really need, especially in the poorer countries. So they help them to make sure they can grow their own food. They're helping in schools, helping to teach about respect. So they always try and help the people that are around them. So year two, it's your turn. These are the questions I promised you. I'm sure you're glad. If you haven't downloaded the information, or if you've not got it from our email, remember you can always look at class charts. The information is there. And as I said, we will always email it out to you. So you can do that. If you don't have that, make sure you write these questions in your book. So pause the video, write the questions, and have a real good think. Mrs. Lang is going to go through the questions with you. So how many gods or God do the Bahai's faith have? That's question 1. Question 2, are men more important to the Bahai's faith? Are they more important than women, perhaps, or not? The Bahai's classes for young children teach virtues such as kindness, blank, and unselfishness. If you've forgotten what it might be, rewind the video and put in your answer. Number 4 is, what flower is the temple said to look like in India? Have a think. Mrs. Lang gave you a really good clue. Now, number 5 is a real thinking one. So, we all belong to different religions, or most people belong to different religions. Some people don't believe in God, which is fine. And if you don't, that's absolutely fine. But think of something you may believe in. So, what do you believe in which is very similar or the same to the Bahai's faith? Think about it and write that question out. So, year 2, I shall see you very, very soon, hopefully. Until I do, keep yourself safe. Please show me all that brilliant work. I've seen so much work and I am so very, very proud of you. So Mrs. Lawrence will take the next RE and you shall be hearing from me or seeing from me in PSHE and Science next week. So have a really fabulous weekend. Take care, and hopefully Mrs. Lang and the Year 2 team will send out another special video with all your work in the following weeks. So take care, Year 2.